Have you ever been provoked? The dictionary defines the word provoke as to stimulate or incite a negative reaction or emotion in someone. Have you ever been pushed to the well? Has someone or something ever tested your patience before or made you feel like you were going to do something that you would regret? Sometimes life would do that to you. It would appear as though sometimes life is deliberately trying to rile you up, like it's trying to get a reaction out of you. In such moments of provocation, there are usually two outcomes. You could get really mad. You could get mad enough to want to do things you never thought you could do. Or you could simply decide to throw in the towel and give it all up. The truth is, life would always present you with these two choices because you're going to get provoked one way or the other. You go through situations that will make you believe you will lose in it. You will meet people who seem to have made it their life's purpose to incite you to anger. You'll meet people who want to pick on you. People who want to use your weaknesses to crush you. People who want you second-guessing yourself and your abilities. People who think you have no business being where you are. People who think you don't deserve the privileges you have. So they'll look for your flaws, for your weaknesses, for your sore spots, and they'll taunt you with them. You go through tests and trials determined to bring you to your knees. And in all of these, you must make your choice. Will you be provoked to propose, or would you choose to remain by the sidelines watching yourself slip away? Sometimes you need to get angry. You need to get riled up. When will you get angry enough with life? Life will have you feeling pressured on every side, almost as though the world is against you. Life will have you going through situations that would test everything you have ever thought. Life will test your beliefs, your patience, your compassion, your strength, and your resilience. Life will test your vision and the depth of your convictions. It's as though she wants to find you worthy of what you carry. What do you do when life provokes you? What do you do when you've endured pain for so long that you don't feel like it anymore? What do you do then? A lot of people say that pain will help you find your purpose, but I beg to disagree. I say the pain will only help you find your purpose when you get angry enough about it. Because a lot of times the people who find purpose are provoked to purpose. They are the ones who get angry enough to leave their fears behind. They are the ones who decide that their future is worth fighting for. The people who are provoked to purpose are those who channel their energy into changing the narrative. To be provoked into purpose is to get to a point where you've enough of your situation. It's to decide that something has got to change, and the change will begin with you. To be provoked into purpose is to begin to shed every layer of doubt and insecurity that has held you back from purpose. To be provoked into purpose is to confront the mindsets that have limited you. It's to deny the voices that have aided your complacency. It's to acknowledge the voices that always said you could do better, even if they were harsh about it. To be provoked into purpose is to refuse to be mediocre. When you are provoked, you confront your indiscipline, you confront your fears, you confront your doubt, and most of all, you leave the shame behind, because the shame is doing nothing for you. It's a tool that people use to keep you incapacitated, a tool to keep you in the web of self-pity. When you're provoked, you realize that losing shame is the best thing you could do for yourself. When you are provoked, you get the courage to leave your past behind, to look beyond your shame and begin to think, how can I rewrite my story? So what's going to be? Will you be provoked into purpose, or will you allow the situations in your life cause you to retreat in fear and doubt? What's it going to be? Will you be provoked into finding your place in your life, or will you remain exactly where your life wants you to be? Will you be provoked into changing the narrative, or will you accept whatever life dishes out to you? When are you going to be provoked to purpose? When are you going to get angry enough to rise and do something about your situation? When will you get angry enough to begin the change you want to see? You see, anger isn't always a negative emotion. Not if it gets you to make decisions you should have made years ago. Not if it gets you to stand up and take ownership of your life. Anger is not a negative emotion if you are provoked enough to leave your fears behind and pursue the future you want. Anger isn't a negative emotion if you are provoked enough to pursue purpose in the midst of your pain. Anger isn't a negative emotion if your pain leads you to burst something that will bring healing to others. Anger isn't a negative emotion if you can channel that energy into bringing out the fighter in you. You see, anger pushes you to do the unthinkable. What if the unthinkable is finally applying for that scholarship that you always told everyone you weren't qualified for? What if the unthinkable is taking giant leaps of faith in your field? What if the unthinkable is finally moving on with your life after all that hard? What if the unthinkable is trying again, especially after you swore never to try again? What if the unthinkable is finally bringing that vision into your heart to life? The one everyone said you could never do. The vision everyone said that was too big for you. The one they swore you couldn't handle. What if that's the unthinkable? If it's then, I dare you to be angry. Be very angry. Refuse to settle for a life that you know is less than you deserve. Refuse to settle for a life filled with fear and insecurity. Refuse to settle. Get angry enough to say no. Get angry enough to do what everyone said you couldn't do. Get angry enough to burst the vision you've given up on. Get angry enough to find purpose, to begin the process of change. If you must be provoked to purpose. Be provoked to rewrite your story. Be provoked to turn the tides in your favor. There's something about that place of pain you're reacting from. There's something about that sore spot. There's something about the hurt, the pain that you've been through. You see, what makes you who you are isn't just the color of your skin or the tint in your hair. It's not just the way you smile or the way you crack jokes. What makes you who you are the experiences you've had, the stories that only you can tell, the pain that only you endured, the lessons you learned, the battles you've fought, the storms you've waged war against. So why do you think that there is no purpose in that pain? Why do you think that the impact you'll make on the world is not closely associated with your pain? When we call you a blessing to the world, what we are saying is everything in your life has shaped you to be the blessing that you are right now, including your pain, especially your pain and frustrations, especially the situations that provoked you, especially the experiences that pushed you to the wall, the ones that had you making decisions for your future, the ones that made you decide never to settle, the ones that made you promise to do better than anyone ever said you could. So how do you turn your pain into a testimony? How do you bring about a miracle from what only is a mess? You get provoked to purpose. You get angry in your spirit. You get tired of your situation. You get tired of running away from your fears. You refuse to be silent. You refuse to be complacent about your future. You become recklessly adamant about the decisions that should shape your future. You get tired of living a life of what ifs. You overcome your fear of failure. You take the plunge into the other side of hope and faith. You find the purpose in your pain and you dedicate yourself to your purpose. That's how you get provoked to purpose. Don't waste your anger. Don't waste your pain. Get provoked to purpose.